After a week of intense speculation fueled by headline lap times and paddock whispers, Lewis Hamilton has finally broken his silence, offering his first detailed assessment of the new Ferrari SF-26. In a series of interviews following the conclusion of the Barcelona test, the seven-time world champion provided a fascinating and characteristically measured perspective on Ferrari's performance. He downplayed the significance of his chart-topping final day run, instead focusing on the car's fundamental characteristics and the feeling from within the cockpit. His comments, when analyzed closely, paint a picture of a team that has built a solid and predictable foundation, but one that is still a long way from claiming victory. This is the reality of Ferrari's position, straight from the man behind the wheel. Let's dissect Hamilton's feedback, because his choice of words is incredibly revealing. When asked about his fastest lap of the test, he was quick to dismiss it as little more than a glory run. He stated, "You can read very little into testing," and emphasized that his run was on low fuel with soft tires, a combination that is not representative of race conditions. This is a classic move from an experienced driver. He is deliberately managing expectations, both externally to the media and internally within his own team. By downplaying the headline time, he is ensuring that the team does not get carried away with a single lap and instead remains focused on the real task at hand, improving the car's race pace and overall performance. It's the voice of a leader trying to keep his team grounded and focused on the long-term goal, not the short-term satisfaction of a testing timesheet. The most crucial technical insight Hamilton offered was about the car's balance and drivability. He described the SF-26 as a good foundation and a good starting point. In engineering terms, this is significant. It suggests that the car does not have a major inherent flaw in its design, such as a fundamental aerodynamic imbalance or a mechanical weakness. It implies that the aerodynamic platform is stable and that the car's balance does not shift unpredictably between low-speed and high-speed corners. This is a critical hurdle for any new car to overcome. A car with a fundamental balance issue can be a nightmare to set up and develop, as fixing a problem in one area often creates a new one elsewhere. Hamilton's assessment suggests the SF-26 is a coherent package, a car that the engineers can understand and, crucially, develop effectively throughout the season. This coherent package is a direct result of the chassis' mechanical and aerodynamic elements working in harmony. A common issue with new cars is a disconnect between the front and rear axles. For example, a car might have an aggressive front end that turns in sharply, but the rear aerodynamics might not generate downforce quickly enough to support it, leading to snap oversteer. Conversely, a strong rear end paired with a lazy front end results in terminal understeer. Hamilton's feedback suggests the SF-26 has a balanced aero map. This means that as the car goes through a corner, from braking and turn-in to mid-corner and exit, the center of aerodynamic pressure moves predictably. The engineers at Maranello have seemingly designed a car where the front wing, underfloor, and rear wing all start and stop working in unison. This gives the driver a consistent platform they can trust, which is the single most important quality for extracting the maximum performance. He was quick, however, to ground the team in reality, stating, "We're under no illusions, we know we've got work to do." This wasn't a negative comment, it was a realistic one, acknowledging that while the foundation is good, the refinement process is just beginning. His statement indicates that the team has already identified areas for improvement. This could relate to anything from fine-tuning the suspension to optimize tire wear over a long stint, to improving the efficiency of the new active aerodynamic system, or even refining the power unit's energy deployment strategies. The key takeaway is that they are not lost. They are not chasing a fundamental flaw. They are now in the process of refinement and optimization. This positive foundation is so encouraging, in fact, that it has already influenced discussions about Hamilton's future. Recent reports suggest that Hamilton and Ferrari have already agreed to trigger the option for a second year on his contract, extending his stay at Maranello through the end of the 2027 season. This is a massive vote of confidence from both sides. For Hamilton, it signals that what he has seen in the SF-26 and the team's operational capability has convinced him that Ferrari is a genuine long-term championship contender. He would not commit to another year if he felt the team was on the wrong path. For Ferrari, it locks down their superstar driver, providing stability and sending a clear message to the paddock and to their own personnel that they are fully committed to the Hamilton project. Making such a decision before a single race has been run is a powerful statement based on the potential unlocked during this first test. But before we explore the political storm brewing around the new engines, if you're serious about understanding the engineering war that defines modern F1, this is the time to subscribe. We're not just reporting the news, We're explaining the why behind it. Hit that subscribe button to get the expert-level detail that separates the casual fan from the true insider. While Hamilton focused on the chassis, the performance of the new 2026 power units has become a major political battleground, and Ferrari is right at the center of it. The new regulations, with their 50-50 power split and removal of the MGU-H, are a huge challenge. Throughout the Barcelona test, Ferrari-powered cars, including the Works team, showed impressive reliability and drivability. This has not gone unnoticed by their rivals. According to reports, other manufacturers are unhappy and have urged Ferrari to shut their mouth regarding any complaints about the complexity of the rules. This fiery language suggests that rivals believe Ferrari may have found an early advantage with its power unit and is now engaging in political games to prevent others from catching up. The core of the rivals' frustration seems to be a belief that Ferrari, having done a good job, is now trying to lobby for rule clarifications or changes that might hinder others who are still struggling. It's a classic Formula One tactic. When you have an advantage, you try to freeze the regulations and prevent your competitors from finding loopholes or alternative development paths. The fact that this debate is already so heated demonstrates just how critical the power unit performance is in this new era. Ferrari's apparent early success with its engine is a huge asset, but it has also painted a target on their back in the political arena. This is a battle that will be fought not on the track, but in the technical working group meetings, and it could have a significant impact on the competitive order as the season progresses. The specific point of contention is rumored to be the interpretation of the rules surrounding fuel flow and energy deployment. The regulations are incredibly complex, defining not just the hardware, but also the software that controls how and when the electrical power is used. If one manufacturer finds a more efficient software strategy to harvest and deploy energy, it can be worth several tenths of a second per lap, even if the physical engines are identical in power. Rivals may be suggesting that Ferrari's interpretation of these software rules goes against the spirit of the regulations, even if it complies with the letter of the law. By creating a political debate, they can pressure the FIA to issue technical directives or clarifications that close down this potential loophole. This would force Ferrari to alter their strategy, effectively pegging them back without the rival teams having to spend millions on their own development. So, how does Hamilton's feedback fit into the wider competitive picture? While he was cautiously optimistic, he was also realistic. He acknowledged their position, saying, "We don't really know where we are, but I think it's a solid first week and we can really build from here." This shows he believes Ferrari has earned a place in the top group of contenders, but he isn't predicting dominance. He knows that McLaren's pace on harder tires was deeply impressive, and that Red Bull and Mercedes focused their efforts on race pace, hiding their true one-lap potential. Hamilton's experience is crucial here. He has been through enough preseason tests to know that the competitive order can shift dramatically. A team that looks strong in the cool conditions of Barcelona in January can struggle in the heat of Bahrain. He is aware that while the SF-26 is a good starting point, the development race is where the championship will be won. As he put it, development's going to be key, just really making sure we leave no stone unturned. His calm, measured analysis is a reflection of this understanding. He is pleased with the start, but he is far from satisfied, knowing that the first upgrade package brought by a rival could completely change the game. In conclusion, Lewis Hamilton's first detailed comments on the SF-26 are a masterclass in leadership and experienced analysis. He has skillfully managed expectations by downplaying his headline lap time while simultaneously confirming, in his own words, that the car is a solid first week from which they can build. His feedback, combined with the early decision to extend his contract, signals a deep confidence in the long-term potential of the Ferrari project. However, his cautious tone and acknowledgement of the strength of his rivals paint a clear picture of the 2026 season. Ferrari, with Hamilton at the helm, is finally back in the championship fight, but the battle ahead will be incredibly tough and fought on all fronts.